Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick. So this is number 7 out of 10 of my warming up solos played by John Sykes, and the title of the song is This Love by the band Whitesnake. It seems to me that a lot of people really like this solo because there are a lot of YouTube videos out there. And yeah, I wanted to show to you how it is exactly played. And I must say that when I ever had a warming up solo, it's not that I sat in front of the tape deck in the early days and to learn it by heart. I just went home and played what I could remember from the radio when I was sitting in the car and listening to the radio and the song came along. So, but in this case, because I wanted to put it on YouTube, I thought, well, let's have a listen to it. And I needed to make some adjustments. And for those adjustments, I used a few videos. And there were a lot of videos out there that, in my opinion, were not completely accurate, but really well done and really nicely with a great sound. But there was one video in particular that really inspired me, and I will put the link down in the description. So yeah, have a look to that as well, because he uses a Gibson, which is really great, and he's got a great sound and a great explanation as well. But I just wanted to give you my point of view with maybe a few adjustments respect that video. And yeah, let's dive right into it. So I'm not going to use a lot of distortion and not even delay. So you're going to do that. You put a lot of distortion and overdrive, delay, reverb, just rock out. I'm also not going to tell you which fret you have to use. I think that it's so distracting. You can see that from the video. And if it goes too fast, you just pause the video. So let's start with the beginning. So I think that when John Sykes played this solo, he just picked up his guitar and someone said, hey, why don't you play the solo on This Love? You've got some extra time. So he didn't go home and to study it and think, hey, I want to come up with a great solo. He just picked up his guitar and he improvised, and one of the greatest solos ever, I must say. And that he was that talented, of course. But what I hear from this solo, and that's why I wanted to have my take on this, is that he has these pauses in between, which for me really indicates that he was looking for the notes. So in this one, he really takes his time there, okay? So while he's bending this, I think that he already thinks about the next thing to play. And that's why he sometimes has these pauses in his solo, which is really great. I'm not sure, of course, but that's how it comes across to me. So when you have that pause there, you play the next part and it goes like this. Now, a lot of people, they play it differently. They play it with their pinky in this setting. Okay, but in my opinion, I hear it more legato. And when you play it like this, I don't hear that legato. So in an educational way, it should be like this, because it is just is that pentatonic scale. But I really hear that he hammers it a little bit. So I use my index and my ring finger, because then when you have to play it faster, it's really much more legato. And that's basically what I hear. But I can be wrong, of course. And don't change your technique just because I say so. Just keep what you've always been doing. And I mean, but this is not really a video for the advanced player. This is more a video for the beginner, well, someone who plays already a little bit and wants to give it a try, and just to help you out to make it easier for yourself, because that's what you always have to do, of course. But my point is that I really hear that legato vibe in that part. So that's what I think that he plays. Another thing that is important here is that when you come from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's on the upbeat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how the timing is. So that's also very important, the timing of this solo, because I think that he's looking for the notes. His timing is really, really particular and really difficult to copy. And that's why this solo is so difficult. It's not because of the notes, not because of the velocity, it's because the feel that he puts in it, and you can't copy someone else's feel. But yeah, well, let's give it a try, no? Okay, so let's start from the beginning again. 2, 3, 4. And then he goes to. Okay, so you can see it from how I put my hand there on the fretboard. And when I do that bend, I don't use my pick. I just let the tone ring out and let the guitar do its work. Okay, so. So let's play that from the beginning. And I count it in so you can play along with it. I'm not on a high speed, it's 90 BPM. I think that I'm more or less on 70, 75. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Now, when he comes back from this, so now you see that I changed my fingers quite a lot there. The reason that I do that is just because it's in my system, it's my DNA, if you will. So, but you have to play it how you feel comfortable with it. So I do it like this. If I play it faster, it's like this. Okay, so let's play that again from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, so there's another thing that I forgot to tell you. When you come back from here, I try to damp the D string and the B string. Okay, when you want to record this, you want to make your own YouTube video, and you have got a lot of gain there, then it's wise to damp these two strings. So the next part goes like this. And this is the part where it made me think he's really improvising. Because if you really listen well, he has a pause there. He doesn't play like... He's really looking for where to go to. And it's important, that part, because if you don't take your time there, you won't be able to go into the next part with the same feel. Because then if you don't take your time there and you rush it, you will be rushing it also in the next part, okay? So, here we go again. And then the part after that. Now, I play it like this, and I see some videos where people play it like... But I tend to go back to that B string there. That's what I hear. Well, maybe my ears, they deceive me in that case, but that's really what I hear and that's how I play it. You can have a listen to it, but I'm almost positive that he goes back to this note, because I put it into Logic and then I exactly stop there at that note, and then I try to remember what note is it that he last played, and then my ears, they hear this. So let me do that a little bit slower. Okay, I'm not going to start from the beginning again from this part, because we are going basically in the next part of the solo. So the next part is here. Now that seems quite easy when you play it slowly, but when it's fast, it's not that easy. And it's not that easy, not because of the notes, not because of the velocity, but it's not that easy just because of his timing. So in this part, you really need to take your time, because if you play it too fast, the last part of the solo, that is on the one. And if you play the part before that too fast, you will not end up on the one. And that is very important in this part, okay? So let's do that again, and I count it in so you can play along with it if you're ready for it. I must say it's very difficult to play this really slowly and then to come back on the one, but let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just played it with these two fingers now, just to give you a little bit a better overview of what I'm doing here. But basically I should have played it with these fingers. Because of course it's always one finger for one fret, whenever you can, of course. Let's do this a little bit faster and see what that sounds like. 2, 3, 4. Now, I recommend that you put this on 70, 75 and then play along with it, and then to go to 80, 85 and then eventually on 90, because it's 90 BPM. So let's do this again one more time fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what he plays. So the part where you have to take your time here is this part. There. That is the part where I see that a lot of people in videos, they struggle because they go down from this. They go down too fast and then they speed it up and then they don't come back on the one exactly, okay? Now, there is no hammering on, there is nothing. There is nothing of that. It's all picking, you know? So, let's do that again. Oh, let me count it in so you can play along with it. 2, 3, 4. So you see me changing from this finger to this finger and this finger these two fingers, they interact with each other. That is just to create more space on the fretboard. And then you have the last part. So let me play that from the beginning, slowly, count it in, and let's see if I can play it slowly like that from the beginning till the end without messing it up. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how I think that the solo is played. So in the last part you also hear this. And I think that they play this as well. And that all together with it creates this great harmony to finish the solo with. So I've played it only on this pickup, but everybody knows, and you can see it from other videos, but I will tell you as well, that when you start playing this one, you go to your humbucker, of course. Okay, so I forgot a part and I remember now, looking at the fretboard and playing it, when you come back from this, there he has that pause again, which was for me again an indication that he's really improvising, because all these little pauses that he has is just like, I take my time and what will come next. So I didn't tell you before, because I also, before I didn't play that with a pause there. I went like, my pause was too short there, but his pause there is longer. You can hear that from the original. He just goes, and then he waits, and then he goes again. Okay, so that's just to not to forget, because I think that if you want to stay in the vibe and if you really want to stay in the smooth playing, if you take these pauses, your feeling will put you in that corner and will bring you there. If you don't have these pauses and you connect all the little pieces together, you will probably rush it in the end. Okay. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you like this video. I never ask you to subscribe. In this case, yeah, maybe once in a while I have to start asking you to subscribe, because I really want to make something out of this channel. So please subscribe, thumbs up, but more importantly, share this video to everybody that wants to learn this great solo by John Sykes. Thank you very much again, and I hope to see you in the next video.